Welcome to Results Gym Live Podcast. I'm your host, George Bertie. Thanks for tuning in to our online show where we're sharing our health and fitness tips. Okay, tonight's topic, if I was a doctor. Okay, that's what we're talking about tonight. So, how is everyone? How is everyone doing? Leave a comment. Good evening, Anne-Marie, Gillian, AJ. How is everybody doing? So, it's Monday. How was the weekend? Arlene Usher, how are you? Gail, give us a like, guys. Let us know you're here. Get involved in the chat as well. Hello, Babs. Nikki. Hello, Kyla. Good evening, Gillian. Erica's here as well. So it's been a bit colder today, and I think yesterday as well there was a bit of snow and hailstones, so it's been back to normal weather again. I've got a cup of tea. So a cup of tea. Good evening, Ralph, how are you? Just a quick recap on Friday's chat was the benefits of strength training. So we had a few tips on the benefits from it. So I think we had nine tips, I'm sure it was. It was building muscle, burning fat, improving your bone density, alleviating stress and anxiety, promotes better sleep, relieves a bit of chronic pain, and helps with insulin levels, improves your cholesterol, and raises your metabolism. So weight training's got a lot more benefits than just looking good. So that was what we were chatting about on Friday. So we are going to talk about if I was a doctor. So just before we get into it, we'll let everyone see what's going on. I'll see if I can get the comments coming up as well, guys. Oh. So if you bear with me, let's see. Okay, yep, I could see us now. So did anybody get up to anything exciting over the weekend? Or just the usual? Yep. So, let's see. Gillian said you had a nice weekend. Back to school. Working workouts today. Cool. What day was Tom's workout today, wasn't it? I didn't actually see Tom's workout. It was busy today, so I didn't actually get to view it. Hello, Joanne. So, the topic is quite interesting, isn't it, AJ? I must admit, I don't really want to get into like bad-mouthing doctors or anything like that. So I'm going to refrain from going down that route on the chat. So I'm gonna give it more from my perspective, like if personal training or running a gym was a doctor, and what I've seen and heard, and just first-hand experience with dealing with clients over the past 15-20 years doing it and seeing how much exercise and health and nutrition actually helps the body. So that's really the angle that I wanted to come at it. Like I said, I could have bad-mouthed it all, but can't really do that with the current situation, because they are doing a good job at the moment, all the NH staff and key workers and things. So it's maybe not a good idea to rag on them a bit. Hello, Kirsty. So what did everybody get up to today exercise-wise? So let us know what you've been doing. So Nicola Wilson, saying she's did a bit of work, slept and moved furniture around. So a little bit of everything then, isn't it? I think we're into the last week of the Lean in Quarantine Challenge, so there's been some fantastic results so far. I think John Touchiner from the Arbroath gym, he's lost over a stone already, so he's done an amazing job. So there's been the top 10, or at least the top 10 results today. I think there was a couple of results that I didn't actually get, so that they may have changed. So I'll update the sheet and let everybody know how they're doing. So, but the lean in quarantine challenge has been going fantastic. So we're into the last week. I might do a summer shred programme on the back of this, just to keep everybody going, because personally I think we're going to be in here for another 6 weeks anyway. Like, not on full lockdown, but before the gyms open. It might even be longer for the gyms. It might even be up to 9 weeks, which I hope it isn't. I really hope it isn't. I do have a plan for group sessions, PT sessions, and then hopefully back to normal with the gym. So I do have that all kind of ready to go, but I'm just waiting on the go ahead from Nicola to say, right, okay, this is what we're allowed to do. So I can't actually wait to get that into motion. But like I said, I'm thinking about doing a 6-week summer shred programme pretty much on the back of this, so I'll get it ready and get it announced. And again, I'll be free for all the members if you want to continue on the diet plan and log your results. But we'll do prizes for that one as well, so I'm looking forward to that. But we'll get this week out the way first, and then we'll announce the 6-week summer shred. Okay. So, like I said, I didn't really want to get into bad-mouthing doctors too much and going down that route. I wanted to turn it into more, like I say, what I've seen and heard, and like the miracles we've had over the years with our clients. Okay, so I imagine doctors must get frustrated telling people the same things over and over. You know, exercise, eat well, sleep, drink water, work on your mobility. I mean, that is the pillars of having a healthy life. It really is. It's that simple. And you'll have less trips to the doctors, less trips to the hospitals, barring injuries and accidents. But they must be so frustrated saying the same things over and over. And a lot of these health problems can pretty much disappear. And you'll be surprised at how quickly you can actually turn them around through proper exercise and diet. It does really make a massive difference, especially if you're consistent with it. So if you're consistently exercising and consistently eating well and drinking plenty of water, getting plenty of rest, then your body's going to be in a better shape. So that's really kind of the angle I want to take it from for the chat tonight. So just before we get into it, has anybody felt any of the benefits of regular exercise? You know, what's your own accounts of it? How do you feel mentally, physically, emotionally? Like I say, do you have any chronic pains that seem to flare up when you don't exercise? Or like I say, any health problems that get aggravated when your diet goes off the pot? So leave a few comments and let us see what you guys think. So with the health risks, there's certain risk factors that can be controlled. So there really are things that you do have control over when it comes to your own health. And when you're trying to combat these serious health problems, it really is physical activity, dietary needs, sleep and mobility. So that is the real, it's the most important pillars, I would say, of exercise. If you're wanting to have a healthier life, then you can control these factors, you really can. So I kind of always think about the question as like, well, why is people struggle? Why do they struggle to implement a good exercise regime or a good nutritional plan? Or why do they wreck their sleeping habits? Or why do they let the mobility slip so that their life is going to deteriorate to the point where the medical teams and doctors and that have to get involved? So yeah. So what's AJ saying? The 4-pillar plan is amazing. That was just something I made up tonight, actually. the pillars. So I was kind of thinking physical activity, obviously diet, sleep, water, and mobility. I kind of missed out water there. So that was my sort of my pillars for leading a healthier and active life and keeping you out of hospital for longer. Yep. Okay. So Susan's saying she's been on the green tea. Excellent. So you're liking the scenery in the background? Yep, we've got the loch at the back and the rabbits are playing. Yeah. So, like I say, my question is why do people really, like, why do they struggle to take on that advice? That's so simple. It is so simple. Just get active every day. So, I mean, what are some of the things that the personal trainers encourage their clients to do? Like, what do you encourage your clients to do? Nikki, Alana, Alison, Kyla, Tom. So leave a comment. What are one of the things that you encourage them to do? Okay. Kirsty's saying, I would feel far better if I could get a whole night's sleep. Need to chat to Ayla about that. I'm sure Ayla's not going to listen. So I think she's quite young, so she'll keep you up for a while yet. Okay. So I guess, like I say, the advice is, it's not new. It's not something that I'm preaching to you for the first time, or anybody is. Like, all the information's out there, and it is really simple for people to follow. But I think one of the reasons I think that people don't take on the advice is it's not instant. Like, to fix dietary problems, it takes time and it takes hard work, and it takes a little bit of knowledge as well. And it's the same with health problems. If you're trying to fix your health through exercise or diet, then again, it's hard work and it takes a bit of time. So, and I think we do live in a material, instant kind of gratification world where, you know, you do a workout and you're going to be healthy. It's like, no, it takes months. It takes 6 months, a year to actually change everything around. So I think that's one of the reasons that people let things slip, is they don't see things as a long-term fix or solution. They want the short-term fix. They want that quick fix, the quick everything, isn't it? So personally, I think that's the real issue, is like they don't understand that it takes time to work on it. And if you want your health and you want longevity and to be active as you get older, then it's definitely something that they have to think about on a daily basis. So let's see, we have got Nikki saying she listens to her clients and asks what they eat and advise them how certain foods will affect their bodies, etc. Brilliant. So how the food affects everything. Scott Easton, how are you, Scott? Are you still in America? So Scott was in my high school class. We got on really well, actually. He was pretty athletic when you were a teenager. So how is your lifestyle now, Scott? Are you still staying healthy and fit? It would have been good to see you when you were over there at Christmas time, but I know you were busy visiting, so it'd be good to get a catch up at some point. So Scott's saying it's just too easy to quit eating a carnivore along with some dairy only, feeling so much better. Excellent. So eating the carnivore diet, there's a lot, that's one of the newer ones at the moment, it's just purely meat. So I don't know if I could do it long term, just eating meat completely, because like sometimes I feel like if I've not had enough vegetables or like any of those nutrients, I do feel I feel a little bit sluggish. So I tend to find like I need some fruit and vegetables in my diet just to feel better. Good, still in the States. So Kyla's saying one question she gets a lot is, how long does it take to see results? Stop looking ahead and just start today. Excellent advice. It's just one foot in front of the other. You know, just each day as it comes, just try as best as you can. So Tom is saying, another way it's involved good food your clients like to eat and put into the diet plan. Yeah. So if you can get your clients, or if you can find a diet that you actually enjoy and the foods that you like, just cooked in a way or have them a slightly different way, then you're more likely going to stick it. Yeah. So, so if I was a doctor, guys, the first things that really clients tell me, or what I've noticed over the years, after they've started an exercise program, is it's really the very first thing that they tell me is how much better they feel. Like they always say, I feel so much better. I've got more energy. It just, like, their mood's boosted, and I think people don't realise how actual bad they feel until they start exercising, and they start to feel the positive benefits. So, and on the flip side of that, I think people who don't exercise or don't exercise consistently, they get in they get used to feeling bad. So the feeling bad and sluggish and tired and moody and whatever else, basically they get comfortable with it. So from my point of view, like I say, if I was a doctor, and all my experience over the last 15, 20 years helping people, as soon as they start moving, they feel so much better. And it's such a great thing to hear, because then it's like you're wakening up that body, you're wakening up the energy systems, and feeling so much better. So so everybody that's listened to the chat tonight, once you start exercising, do you understand what I mean? So if you've gone off your fitness plan for 3 months or 6 months, you start to feel tired and sluggish. But how do you feel once you start exercising again, guys? Give us a thumbs up or a like if you know that, or leave a comment. Yeah. So that's one of the first things I hear from my clients. Yep. So they start to feel amazing after exercising. The second thing that I notice as well is, like, especially in the slightly older generation, maybe middle-aged to slightly older, where they've got a lot of niggles, and people do come to the gym and they've got niggles and injuries, and they're carrying something that's not quite right. So what I've noticed as well is, once they start exercising, the pain and aches and pains, and there is a massive reduction in how people, like the chronic pain that they have, starts to disappear. So chronic muscle pain and joint pain, they've lived for years, it starts to begin to fade, and they start to tell me how active they are with the kids and the grandkids, or how much more vitality they have. So that's like I say, that's another benefit that I see. So as soon as people start to exercise, and what I've noticed as well, some of the clients were scheduled for, say, surgery, and it's actually delayed it or put it off for a few years as well. So that's another major benefit, is putting off major surgeries. And also arthritis. Okay. So a lot of people do get a bit of arthritis, but once you start moving the body and getting that thing, it does reduce it, or it slows it down. So that's another one of the other things that I've noticed, like I say, over the years with helping clients, is their pain seems to reduce or fade away, which is, again, it's another boost to myself when you're helping somebody, and they kind of can't understand it, because a lot of people, when they start exercising, they don't want to exercise because they're in pain, and it feels like it should be, it should contradict itself. Okay, if you're in pain, then why would you want to aggravate it and exercise it? But you do need to strengthen these things up, the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments, the joints. Once you start mobilising joints as well, then they become healthier. The fluid that's, or the joint capsules become healthier, because you're getting the right fluids are going in there, and they're becoming saturated again with the synovial fluids, and it keeps the joint healthy. Whereas if you don't move it, then it does dry up and it does get stiffer. It's just, I used to like explain it to the kids when I was in my kickboxing classes. If you don't do your mobility, then it's like a creaky door. It gets creakier and creakier, and then eventually it just goes so stiff you can't move it. So then you have to spray the oil in it, which frees everything. So doing mobility is like the freeing agent. It just frees up all the joints again. So that's some of the things I've seen over the years. Next one would be, what are you saying, Kirsty? Going to get you to record some bedtime stories. Am I boring? Is that what you're saying? Thank you, Kirsty, for the words of encouragement. Okay, one of the other major is coronary heart disease. So pretty much high blood pressure, strokes, any of those heart attacks are really... So the benefits of exercise. So some of my clients, you know, they've come through like having severe issues. Some of them have had heart attacks in the past, and like we just build them up slowly. We strengthen everything back up, but they're into that point where they're probably not going to have another heart attack for a very long time, because they've strengthened up their heart muscles again. They've strengthened up their lungs, their cardiovascular system. So it does make a massive difference. The exercise has also reduced their bad cholesterol and increased their good cholesterol. So that's some of the other things over the years that like I've seen through helping my clients and people coming into the gym. It's absolutely fantastic. Just like I say, if diet and exercise and a bit more clean living was promoted from the doctors, and even on TV a bit more, I think it would make a massive difference to people's health. But like I say, I'm not going to rag on the doctors of that, because they do the best they can. And like I say, it's easy for people to sit and do nothing. It's easy to munch on the crisps. It's easy to sit on the couch. It's easy to watch another show. There's always another show, another TV show to watch, another movie coming out, another blockbuster, another computer game. There's always something new to keep you engaged, like on the couch or on the chair. So like, I can see why people do fall into the categories like where they just waste their time and they just become inactive. And like I say, it takes a long time for the body to actually like break down and become severely ill or chronically ill. It does take a long time for that to happen. So I think that's why people generally don't really think about it until it's too late. So I mean, you really are talking about preventative measures by exercising. But exercising, I personally think exercising is a preventative cure, but it helps with the actual symptoms as well. Whereas, let's say if you're just on medications or pills, then you're really just treating the symptoms. You're not actually you're not really fixing the problem as such. Whereas I do feel that exercise is a better way to go. So Sarah Smith saying it makes you feel so much better mentally and it builds confidence. You're right. You're so right. The other thing with Sarah, when you're building your confidence and things, you can apply that to different parts of your life. So you can draw upon that confidence and that self-esteem that you're building up and you can start to apply it to work life, relationships, or just even business, or even starting a business. It gives you more confidence, I think. So that was number 3. Like number 4 on my list that I had there that I've seen over the years is diabetes. So type 2 diabetes. Obviously type 1, there's nothing you can do about it. It has to be controlled by medication. But most type 2 diabetes is developed over a long period of time, and I've had a few clients that have basically reduced their insulin sensitivity, they've basically cured themselves through diet and exercise, which is, it's amazing to see. So the exercise helps the body use insulin better. Basically, it becomes more efficient, and weight related issues that come from insulin problems seem to go away as well. So people that are type 2 diabetic tend to be overweight, and they carry a lot of excess weight. So once they start to sort out their diet, then the weight starts to come off, and then their their diabetes issues start to disappear as well. So it's pretty cool. Like I say, I've had a few clients over the years that have either gone with no medication for a long period of time, or they barely have to use their insulin injections. So it is pretty cool seeing that. So again, from my point of view, saying like, if I was a doctor, these are some of the things that exercise and living a cleaner lifestyle really do help. So I think Mary Miller is one of the current clients who comes to the classes and does a lot. She's done a fantastic job. She's dropped a lot of weight, and I think she's got her last visit with the doctor to see how her insulin levels are. So it's pretty cool to see. Yeah. So has anybody on here got any diabetic, or are they diabetic at all? If not, then we can move on, I guess. But type 2 diabetes is a condition that's developed over a long period of time usually, and and it can affect most people if your diet does get to a really bad point. So it is worth kind of keeping track of the amount of sugars that you're taking into your diet. So Erica's saying you're pre-diabetic. Yeah, so you're getting close to. So you really need to get off and fix that diet as much as you can. Fibromyalgia meds as well, yeah. So exercise will help that a little bit as well. It's brilliant. It's good, Jacqueline. Okay. High fasting glucose levels. Yep. So, and one of the last things I wanted to kind of discuss, what I've seen over the years through the people coming in, is if they've had sleeping issues or sleeping problems or sleep apnea, and they're usually caught in a destructive cycle. You know, their weight gain causes them to have erratic sleep patterns. Their sleep patterns then causes them to eat and be a bit more erratic. So they're caught in the cycle of lack of sleep, and hormones are not regulated, so they just go up and down, up and down. So I say a few of my clients that have struggled to lose weight through bad sleeping patterns. Once we've kind of identified some of the issues and say, right, okay, try and get to bed at the same time every night, and try and wake in the same time every night. And once they started to do that, they've seen their actual mood. Their mood would be so much better. They'd have so much more energy the next day. They would be then more inclined to think better. So they would make better choices on the food that they're eating. So then they're in that better cycle of, you know, eating better, sleeping better, and improving their health, rather than going down the opposite route where they're, like I say, the sleeping patterns are all over the place, their hormones are all over the place, and then they're just eating whatever they can. They're not really making good food choices or exercise choices. Okay. So that was kind of the main things that I wanted to talk about tonight. So, like I say, over the years I've been helping people with the personal training or in the gym. It really does, like, exercise is such an important part of improving their overall life. You know, there's absolutely every asset. So their mind, they're thinking better, making better decisions, their body's moving better, they're losing a little bit of weight, so they're feeling physically more attractive, or they've just got more confidence, more vitality. Their risks of heart disease and stroke goes down, chronic pain disappears. So it's just such a wonderful kind of drug to combat basically poor health. So kind of I don't really get why. I guess I have been quite active most of my life, so I've always done is exercise, train. I've not always ate the best. I'm not going to pretend that I do. I do try and eat as healthy as I can. When I pay attention to what I'm eating, that's when I'll make better decisions. When I'm not really focused on it as much, then I will introduce a little bit more sweets and things into my diet, and then I'll think, oh right, hang on, I need to sort this out. So once I go up maybe 5 or 6 pounds, I'll usually think, right, okay, it's time to keep my weight to the same. I usually kind of go by that, how I feel, how I perform in my classes, because I still quite enjoy wrestling and taking some of the MMA classes. So I like to keep a certain level of strength, and I like to maintain a certain level of fitness. And I usually can tell by like how I'm performing in these classes, and then that'll usually, okay, I'm needing to get my fitness back up a little bit again, or I'm needing to hit a little bit more weights, or I'm needing to tighten up the diet a little. So that's what I try to do. So like I said, me personally, like I've found it quite easy to exercise over the years because I enjoy it. I don't see it as a chore. I don't see it as something that I have to do. It's like I enjoy doing it. I don't really think about it. I just go and do it. So if you're tired, if that's an excuse for not exercising, exercise gives you energy. Okay? If you're in pain, and again you don't want to exercise, then exercise will eventually help alleviate your muscle and joint pain and reduce chronic pain or arthritis. So it does actually help. So if you would rather stay in bed and get more sleep, or you're a little bit lethargic, then exercise gives you better sleep, which in turn keeps you well rested. It gives you more energy to get up out of bed, to get on and attack the day. And that's one of the another benefit or another thing that I've seen my clients over the years do. So if you're pressed for time as well, I'm not meaning like today, oh I need to get this done today. I'm on about like health issues. If you really are got severe chronic health problems or diagnosis, then your life is running out. You know, your life is going to end a lot sooner than it should. So exercise can extend your life. It can extend how long you're going to live as well, and it can extend the quality of your life. So that's one other factor that I've seen over the years. If I was a doctor, I would say exercise is going to give you more time with the kids, more time with the family, more time enjoying the activities that you like doing. So it's going to give you a better quality of life as well. Okay. And if you don't know where to start, so if you're not sure, if you're new to exercise, or you're maybe a little bit like there's too much information overload, then I would suggest speaking to one of the trainers or myself. Give us a message, give Nikki, give Kyla, give Alana, give Alison or Tom or any of the guys that are on the chat. Give them a message and say, you know, like, where do I start? and they'll give you 5-10 minutes just going through some messages, or even a FaceTime chat. Eric is saying you are what you eat, definitely. Yep, I think I'm turning into a chocolate bar. Nah, it's actually more bread I've been eating over the last couple of weeks. And I do feel like when I eat more bread, I put on a little bit more weight. I feel a little bit more sluggish, and I actually feel puffy around the face and the eyes. I feel like I feel sluggish as well when I start eating more bread. So that's what I've noticed over the last week or two. It's like, right, time to cut the bread back, get back exercising and getting back on it. So, like I say, I think that'll do it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed that chat. Like I said, I didn't want to go down the route of saying, oh, doctors are bad and they're just only prescribing medicine and pills and these things, because they do actually recommend diet and exercise. They really do. And I think it's just people find that they don't see how important it is to actually help fix these things. So, and it's hard work. Like I say, I always say, what's the alternative? What's the alternative to sitting on the couch and not being fat and not being lazy and not being lethargic? It's hard work. It's a little bit of time. It's a little bit of effort. It's a little bit of knowledge. You have to work on yourself. You have to think of yourself as a project, and you have to put in a little bit of time and effort. So I always think, what's the alternative to not doing something, really? And like I say, it's your life. You have to take control of it. And if you want to have a nice, active, healthy life with either your kids or your grandkids, or whether you want to lead a really active lifestyle. Say like Tom's very active, you know, he goes snowboarding, he's away walking, hill walking, he's always up to something. So if you want that kind of energy, then you need to treat your body and treat your mind and look after it. So if I was a doctor, that's what I would recommend. Okay, I would say just start exercising, drinking water, get plenty of rest, eat as healthy as you can, and work on your mobility, guys. Because I personally am injured, and I've been injured for a couple of years now, and it's actually killing me, because I can't deadlift, I can't squat, I can't run, I could barely do any of the things that I enjoy doing. So once I get my mobility back, then I'm going to really look after it, because I really don't want it to go again. So I can understand where a lot of people do give up once these things do collapse on them. It is hard to fight back, I must admit, but that's what I would do if I was a doctor, or if personal trainers were doctors. Okay, so thank you for listening, guys, and stay safe and have fun, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday. And I think Nikki will have her workout tomorrow at 10, and Alison's at 6. Okay, guys, so thank you very much. Bye.